Hello there, Hedge here. Last year on July 20, 2021, I decided to do a stream to help people understand how easy it is to buy into case investing in Team Fortress 2. You may have seen my previous video showcasing how I prepare to do buy orders when a new TF2 update and case appears, but this will be different. I'm going to help you understand about the anticipation for the TF2 Halloween event known as Scream Fortress and why buying cases for it can lead to great profits. Gargoyle. Gargoyle was a 2015 case, I believe. Here we are. $3 each. Now, when Gargoyle first came out, it of course was only 3 pennies, okay? This came out, everybody could get them, there's tons and tons and tons of them. Now there's only 655 on the market. If we look at its history, do you notice anything in particular? Do you notice some very high jumps in price? I can see them. So, case came out and then it was very, very cheap. So this is about 2015. And then it bumps up a little bit here. Do you see that little tiny little bump there? Well, that was Halloween. And then as we go to the next year, what's this bump? Oh yeah, it's Halloween. So it went from 10 cents, do you see this? 10 cents to 64 cents. And then it just kept rising. And then there was this bump over here. Oh look, it's Halloween. It went from 90 cents up to $1.50. And then it just kept rising. Look, another bump. What's that? $1? Oh look, it went up to $2. So, what I'm trying to convey here is there are many cases right now in TF2 which are very viable to be potential flips. As I'd like to point out, Scream Fortress 2020 came out on October 1st. That means if we're going to follow suit from this one and the previous year's Halloween event, we only have 2 months to wait until we get the next Halloween event to appear in TF2. That's a very, very, very likely scenario. So, as you can see, the history of this Gargoyle case, which is now $3 each, from 3 pennies to $3, right? You can now have a look at many different cases that are candidates to potentially be your next cash cow. You're right, Shetts. How you doing, buddy? Shetts is one of those people that likes to buy unusuals. Tough Break came out quite, how long ago? 4 years ago? For a long time, it was 3 cents. 3 cents, 3 cents, 3 cents, 3 cents. Jump. What's that? What's that jump? Oh, it's Halloween. 3 cents to 19 cents. Now you might sit there and say, well, if I just bought 1 case, I've only made 16 cents profit. How good? That's no good. No. We're not here to buy 1 case, right? We're here to buy 100 cases. No. We're here to buy 1,000 cases. That's what we're here to do, right? I'm here to tell you, right? We need to jump onto cases which are very viable candidates and start buying them now, and we can potentially make a lot of money. See how it went from 5 cents, jumped up to 12. That's not a massive change, but if you had 100, if you have hundreds or thousands of them, you're going to be making a lot of money out of it. So it's clear I've showcased that cases routinely bump up in price every October, but I didn't properly address why certain cases are more special. So for that, let's skip a couple weeks later to August 6th, where I show off my buy orders on the cases that interest me most. So my buy orders here, I did jump into Tough Break, I did jump into Summer 2020, but as you can see, I also jumped into Violet Vermin. But why did I jump into Violet Vermin? Well, let me just re-clarify why I picked these 2 cases to begin with. In the Tough Break cosmetic case, there are only 5 unusual There are only 5 hats that can get any unusual effects, and 3 of them are all class. So, with that knowledge, I'll just quickly show you. There are only 8 hats available at the moment. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of hat that can get unusual. Yeah, unusual Patriot Peak, unusual well wrapped hat, and I believe unusual Chilchulo. You will see that the 3 all class hats are obviously more expensive. So picture this: you have a 6 in 10 chance of getting a all class unusual hat. Now, better yet, this blue unusual Patriot Peak is basically like a discount team captain, but it's more people can wear it. It's all class. That caused this item's price to be much higher compared to everyone else's. Let's see that in dollars. So this a nuts and bolts. Oh god, it's all funny, but it's still $85. A nuts and bolts Patriot Peak is $85. That's a terrible effect on a blue tier hat. Okay, you might sit there and say, well, is that it? Well, buddy, like, think about it. Out of everyone that wants to open cases with the Tough Break case, it has all the default effects, correct? Except Haunted Ghosts. No, that's, sorry, scratch that, don't worry about that. This is a default case hat. So when Halloween happens, we will get about another 5 effects here that are for the limited time availability. That would mean people who like the hats, people who will want a better chances in getting a good guaranteed unusual, well, they're more likely to open cases like the Tough Break case. Because, like I said, 6 out of 10 chance to get an all-class unusual hat. That includes the strange unusual. So if you were to just say the individual hats, the regular ones, then it's 3 out of 5. But yeah, strange unusuals exist. So yeah, 6 out of 10 chance to get a all-class hat. When the most likely one is the Patriot Peak at blue, you can clearly see there's good potential with this case if you were to open it. Remember, most people that open cases are mainly opening the case to get those special unusual effects. So that's the good reason behind the Tough Break case. It's got it came out like 5-6 years ago. There's only 5 hats in it that can be unusual, and 3 out of 5 of them are all class. Therefore, there's good value in opening this case if you strike it lucky. Now, the specialty with the summer 2020 cosmetic case was the fact that it was only available for a short period of time. It was only available for 41 days during 2020. Of course, 2020, duh. But it came out late in the summer, and then Halloween rolled in, and the new rotation for cases immediately turned into the Halloween case. Therefore, the summer 2020 case was only available and dropping for 41 days. So, with that knowledge, I brought up some graphs last time. So this was July, monthly unboxings during July, and as you can see, summer 2021 was opened the most. Now that is recency bias. Let me zoom in a bit more. Is that better? Yeah. So this was recency bias. Summer 2021 came out at the end of June, correct? Yes. So people are more inclined to open those cases purely because they're more in abundance, cheaper to open due to the fact that you don't have to spend like $50 just to get a special case. No, it's there. It's in your account already. You might as well open them. So people want to get those newer hats. They've been trying to open this. That is pretty much the reason why this is much more higher compared to the others. It's the newest thing. People like new thing. People jump at new thing. That would also account into why Winter 2020 is second highest. It's the second most recent case to come out. So whilst I brought up how Tough Break case has a very good high chance in terms of opening cases, there is a bit of a anomaly with the data. Tough Break isn't open that much. However, that can easily be down to the fact that obviously people prefer to open the cases during the limited time events. So as we creep in closer, we're probably going to see more openings. But as you can see, summer 2020, with its much more limited stock, is the 5th most opened case. Nowhere near in terms of the numbers that summer 2021 is getting, of course, yeah, duh. But with the stocks becoming more and more limited, we should see some price jumps soon. Expect it maybe after these events, after Halloween and after Christmas, we'll see the case price start to go up and up and up. People are aware that it is only available for a limited time, but when we start seeing the quantity go down on the Steam market over here, Tough Break has almost 24,000. That in the long run has gone down by quite a lot. So there's a lot more viability, and if you buy in now, if you jump in now and try and get them cheap in the future, you're looking at some good profit. You have to buy batches of them. Like for instance, I put down a 500 quantity buy order. So far I've bought 127. On another account I have another batch of them that I've bought. So just be aware of that. You do need to buy a bunch of them, but this would, if you actually want to open cases during Halloween, I'd personally go for the Tough Break case. That's something I would definitely recommend. Will it sell? Yeah, yes, Hazarder. It's jumped before, as you can see here. It's jumped up. Now we're seeing the natural progression rise. So whilst it was 3 pennies dirt cheap before, we're now seeing the slow rise take place. And as the quantity goes down, right, the price will go up. Summer 2020 being a newer case, right, something you might notice here, last time we looked at this, there's about 70,000 of these on the market. Now someone's going to dump an extra 15,000. That is unfortunate. I am sorry to say that and point it out, but that has happened. But this still is a good case to buy in the long run. I'm still buying them. Like, I'm plotting to buy 1,000 here. In time, I reckon it will happen. It's just going to be very, very slow. Can't help that, unfortunately. But I have faith. I respect the fact that it only came out for under 6 weeks. The best effect. 15k for a few pennies. Yes, you are correct, Hazarder. But that's just how some people like to operate. That's how they think. That's how they reckon they can make money. It's not the smartest decision. Yes, I'm very well aware. But when it gets closer to Halloween, I do believe the quantity will go down and the prices will go up for this. Not majorly though. It will go down afterwards, and then it will go back up for Christmas, and then it will go down again. So you need to plot and strategize what you are going to be doing. See, the price was 3 pennies for a long time, and now it's started to kind of shuffle a little bit up to 4 and 5 pennies here and there. So, well, that's English. So if you're American, it's probably already 5-6 cents to you now. So now we've established some sense as to why I chose to invest in certain cases. The summer 2020 case was only available for 41 days, a very limited time, which of course means a very limited overall quantity. Alternatively, I mentioned that the Tough Break case has a 60% chance to get an all class unusual, which refers to hats that multiple classes can wear and use in sets, therefore increasing their value. So why am I buying these before Halloween? What exactly is special about Scream Fortress? To answer that, let's move on to October 3rd, 2021. You may recognise this being from the same stream that my preparation video came from. Well, here is the notable information that I want you to be aware of. During the Halloween event, which I can just quickly point out to you now, we go back to the patch notes. I want you to read, where is it? All cosmetic and taunt cases will grant Halloween 2020 unusual effects instead of their normal unusual effects during the event. This does not include crates. Each case has default unusual effects, and some of the new ones have some special ones. All the default effects get replaced with the new Halloween effects. This is why I was like, okay, this is what's special about Halloween. Loads of people invest in cases, and as time goes on, and as we reach Halloween, the price of these cases go... Sorry. They rise up in price. I just realised on camera it's probably gone the wrong way, so it's going to go... Is that better? Yeah, that's better. It's going that way. It's going upward that way. So cases go up in price leading up to Halloween, because if we get some very, very good special Halloween effects introduced that are picked from the TF2 workshop, so like from here, if some very good high tier or god tier effects get added, then there's going to be a more incentive for people to open cases. And if more cases are being opened, then the quantity is going to go down in those cases and the price is going to go up. So, you know, investors like me, we can see this, we can speculate and foresee this. We know it's going to happen. This happens every Halloween. This has been going on now for about 10 years, and we've seen the prices go up every time when the Steam market was available. During the Halloween event, that is when it's the best time to open cases. You also get the chance to open unusualifiers during when you're opening your cases. When you get new unusualifiers added, where it says there, has a chance to give a taunt unusualifier as a bonus item, there's an even more of an incentive to open these cases. Return of investment and estimated value. So let's go back to over here. Cases. How do we get these items? Grades and stuff like that. As you can see here, there are cases that are more valuable than others. And that is because these cases have better return of investment potential, and they have better estimated value potential. And some of the cases that I've been focusing over these past 2.5 months were Summer 2020 and Violet Vermin and Tough Break case. So here is Summer 2020 case. Summer 2020 cosmetic case is a bit of a special one, because last year it came out very late in the summer. It came out late August, and not even just over a month later we had the Halloween update come out on October 1st. This case only dropped for 41 days. That is a very short amount of time for a TF2 case. So overall, there is a limited stock, a limited quantity overall for this case's existence. And knowing that, you can have a good eye, keep a good eye on the overall quantity on the Steam market. Knowing that this isn't going to replenish easily, you are going to see this item gradually increase in price. Summer 2020 is one of the best cases to just buy out a bunch of stock and sit and wait in it for a year or two, because this is only going to keep rising in price. As you are aware, I'm English, so I have English money. So that when you see this, you might be a bit confused, but yes, I have pounds. But mid-July, this item was selling for 3 pennies each. Now it's selling for 10 pennies each. 3 pennies back then is 5 cents. Now this item's selling for around 14 cents each. But you're like, oh, but that's only like 10 cents up in price. Who cares about that? People who bought hundreds, people who bought thousands. People like me speculated that this was going to rise in price in the future. It's going to do very well in the future. I've got a few thousand of these. As time goes on, as prices keep rising, I'm going to be making more and more money. The value of those cases that I bought are going to keep going up, 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 up. Of course, I'm happy about that. If you want to see a similar item, you want to have a look at the likes of the confidential case that I've been selling quite recently. So, confidential and quarantine cases, when they first came out in 2015 during the invasion update, these cases ended up costing next to nothing. They were selling for around 3 pennies at one point. But there was a paywall to be able to take part in the invasion update. there was a $3 pass that you had to pay to take part. So there was a filter. Not everybody wanted to buy them, but that was the only way you could get those as drops. Now there's nothing stopping you from just buying them, and I did buy a few hundred of them 6 years ago. And as time went on, the price kept going up and 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 up. And I bought these for 3 pennies each. Now I'm selling them for £3 each. Just to give you a good explanation, that's over $4. And I had hundreds. So my investment of maybe £20-30 turned into well over £1,000. It took time, but I'm a patient person. And why were those cases open constantly? Because they had great return of investment and great expected value. What do we have here with the summer 2020 cosmetic case? What we've had recently is a lot of people have been wanting a specific item in this set, the Hypno Eyes. And with the Hypno Eyes, can you see that climb? Can you see that lovely climb in price? Sorry. Now, yes, the price has gone down a bit recently. That is due to the fact that we've had a recent operation come out for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and due to everybody wanting to get the new super duper rare items in those new collections in that operation, everybody has been selling their items to get money to put towards the those new collections. And Steam market as a whole has gone down in price. So you're going to see some drops for certain items, but that is the explanation. Don't worry, stuff like this always happens. But as you can see, no matter what, this item has been going up and up and up in price. And it has been doing very well. It has caused the majority of the items in the summer 2020 cosmetic collection to go up in price. Why? Remember what I said with grades. People can buy items of the lesser grade and trade up. So you get 10 items that are blue, trade up, you'll get a random purple item of the set. Trade up 10 purple of this set, you'll get a random pink of this set. And trade up 10 pinks, you'll get a random red of this set. So that was one method people were doing to try and get the Hypno Eyes. And it caused all of the items to rise up in price, strange and unique. There was a scarcity at one point where there was just hardly any pinks, because everybody was trading up trying to get the Hypno Eyes that are red tier. It has caused some of the dullest pinks to go up way up in price. As you can see here, this isn't the best of pinks that I've ever seen. However, bought out. Didn't cost a lot, don't matter, bought out, because people desperately wanted them to try and trade up the Hypno Eyes. And as you can see, we have the bread crab, which is the other red tier, and you have the Hypno Eyes. So that's about 10 times the price of that. So it is a bit of a gamble. But with all of these being bought out and then destroyed to make a new red, it's caused the whole case to go up in value. The return of investment has increased. Less quantity, higher price. And so, these items have been getting a lot of focus. The Strangers are selling for around... Well, the last one to sell sold for around $130 on the Steam market. Because there was such a scarcity of them that none of them actually sold in a whole month. You can even see on the classifieds and backpack.tf, they are selling now for around 95 keys. The demand, the people are offering around 80. When I was checking on this about a month or so ago, the highest offer was about 65. Now it's climbed all the way up to 78, and it's going to keep climbing because the demand for this is keeps increasing more and more and more. And the reason being is it's an all-class red tier that has animated eyeballs. That's it. People love it. But you can colour it. It looks cool. And people want to use that for their classes. Remember what I said. A higher tier, an all-class, and it has a very cool, silly effect. High demand for it. You don't really get that in CSGO, do you? So yeah. There is a reason behind why this climbed in price. There was a demand, diminishing quantity, increase in price. And you can actually see the behaviour of summer 2020 during September. Now, yes, you're going to sit here and say, well, summer 2021 was more popular. Summer 2021 is the most recent case to come out. It has recency bias behind it. Okay. Now, loads of people have this case in their inventory, and they're more likely to open a case they already have. So that's why you sit here and see summer 2021 as the most open case. Let me point out, this is before Halloween, and the vast majority of people are well aware that the best time to open cases is during Halloween, because we want those limited time Halloween effects. Have I brought that up yet? I hope I did. During the Halloween event, there's no harm in just repeating myself. The Halloween event only lasts for about 4 to 5 weeks, and during that whole time, that is the only time that you can get the proposed 2021 Halloween effects. That is the only time, a limited time, to get to make an attempt to try and get some very awesome looking hats with some very awesome looking unusual effects. And that is why there's such a rush to open cases. That is why people tend to wait until Halloween to then open the cases. And that is why it's such a surprise to see so many cases. 36,000 summer 2020 cases were opened during September 2021 because people were rushing to try and get Hypnowise. Now imagine what it's going to be like during Halloween. So that is an explanation of demand. Summer 2020 had overall limited stock. It was only available to drop for 41 days. People have been buying them out because they want a certain item in the set. The quantity of the items have gone down. The prices have gone up. The estimated value of the item, the case to open, the return of investment has increased a lot. And people really want to open this case for Halloween. Therefore, the justified rise in price. Two and a half months ago, 3 pennies each. Now it's 14 cents each. And it's only going to keep increasing as time goes on. So, if you want to make an investment, jump in now. But you probably don't want to buy any now. You probably want to wait until after Halloween, mid-November, because that's when you can no longer get the Halloween effects, and that's when the interest of it will die a bit, and the prices will go down, they'll dip. So you can buy some then, but then winter 2020 will roll around, the Christmas stuff, and then we'll get Christmas effects. So Halloween tends to be best, but we also now have Christmas stuff that happens now, and it does almost as good. Not as good, but almost as good. So there will be another jump in price with these cases. So it'll go high, then go down, then go high again, and then go down again after that. Cool. So hopefully this has been a reasonable explanation as to why people are buying out cases during this time. There is a massive increase in demand due to the limited time availability to get these new Halloween effects onto other hats. But I feel like I should put an extra bit of emphasis to showcase how diminishing quantity simply leads to increased value, even for not very good cases. I want to point out another case, and that is Creepy Crawly case. That is the 4th most opened case. Creepy Crawly is a bit special, and it's a very good explanation to just talk about. So with all of its set here, none of them are very good. Unfortunately, this came out in 2016, I believe. Nobody really cares for these items. They're not very expensive. It's the items in this set don't have the best demand. But what's happened is the quantity of Creepy Crawly case just kept going down and down and down. There's only 566 left. And now they're sitting at just over $2. And you can see the steady climb of this case. Just kept going up and up and up and up and whoop and down and whoop. As you can see here, the interest of Halloween is all here. People speculate, they buy in, and the price just keeps going up and up and up and up. This isn't the best case to open, yet due to the low quantity, its quantity just went and its price just went. This is what's going to happen to the good cases, the ones with the great estimated value, the great return of investment. That's what I expect to happen to summer 2020, and that is definitely something to look forward to. You could just kind of see it there. 4 pennies around March time, and then whoop, start rising and rising and rising and rising and rising, and then it went up to about 14 pennies, and then it stagnated. What kind of happened here that I'm kind of aware of, people that actually want to open cases, they would have bought out the stock around here, around maybe here. They want to buy as many cases that they're willing to open early on whilst they're cheap, because as Halloween approaches, the prices of these cases just go up and up and up and up. The more on demand cases, in terms of the ones that people want to open, are they're definitely going to go up in price. So what actually seems to have happened is all the people that actually want to open this case, not investors, but people that actually want to open them, they bought them all out, and then we reached a stagnation point, and it wasn't going to go any higher. All that was left was investors, and we didn't. The vast majority of them didn't really know what to do. If you're smart, you just hold on to them. The case openers are going to hold on to them. But what I just said. If we do get very good Halloween effects introduced to 2021 Halloween event, then there's going to be a renewed, a much better incentive, a motivated demand, because people are going to buy out more of these cases because they're going to want to open them during the Halloween event. Yes, even though they bought out a bunch of them beforehand, if there's great effects to open, very valuable effects, there's definitely good effects to chase, then yes, these cases are going to keep being bought out during the event, and the price is going to go up. Remember what I said, quantity down, price goes. So just to point out there, I mentioned chasing god tier effects. Let's elaborate on that. So why did I mention chasing? That leads to the Tough Break case. Tough Break collection is pretty cool. It's not very vast, it's got blue, purple and pink, and that's it. But with this case, you can only get 5 hats that can get unusual. Out of those 5 hats, 3 of them are all class. And people like me, investors, we speculate. We know the history of this case. We know this is one of the best cases to open because, like I said, 3 out of 5 hats are all class. All classes are more valuable to get a very good Halloween effect on them. A very good unusual effect on them. So just by checking the patterns and trends of before, we saw that this case was selling for around 3 pennies at one point, and then it would jump up here to 14 pennies during the Halloween events. And then it would go back down. And then last year, it went up a little bit. And it only went up a little bit because last year we didn't have very good Halloween effects. But now, with much more speculators involved and people that want to open this case, you can see the huge climb in price that we've had. When I first started talking about this case, it was around mid-July, and this case was selling for around 8 cents each, in terms of dollars, 8 cents each. And at one point it reached all the way up to 51 cents. In 2.5 months, 8 cents to 51. And then we had Operation Riptide come out and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and then the price went down. That is unfortunate, but that just shows you the hype behind these cases and how demand. You can see the demand. 5 pennies, 38 pennies. That's very good. Now, it's starting to rise back up in price again. People dumped a bunch of them because they needed money, and that's not good. But I'm sure you understand that with what I said, if there are very, very good unusual effects that are introduced during the Halloween event, then you are going to see people trying to open these hats. The Chul Chulo, an all-class hat. It's all right, but in terms of the price of what you have here, that is nuts and bolts unusual effect and the cheapest item. That item there is selling for around $50. Nuts and bolts is the worst, one of the worst effects you can get. Yeah, it's still selling for $50 because it's an all class. Here you go. Nuts and bolts again. Myrtle Mistletoe. Orbiting planets. These aren't very good effects, yet the value of the item is high because it's an all class. Also, due to the fact that tough break cases have been diminishing in quantity, these are rarer to get. Patriot Peak is a very special hat to bring up. It's blue tier, so it's easier to get. But this is like a knockoff version of the Team Captain. If you are aware of TF2, if you are knowledgeable of your TF2 hats, you will know that the Team Captain is one of the most expensive, unusual hats that you could possibly get. It is a multi-class, not an all-class, and it has, what is it, 4 classes? Demoman, Soldier, Medic, and someone else, I can't remember. Some of the more used classes. Well, this is a knockoff version. It looks very similar to it, and this is an all-class. It's blue tier, it's a lot easier to get, and lo and behold, it being all-class, if you get a very good effect on this hat, you're going to make a lot of money. That's why people open tough break cases, because they want to get a very good effect. They're chasing to get a very good Halloween effect onto this hat because they're going to make a lot of money. Bubbling effect, one of the worst unusual effects you can get. Doesn't matter. This case is this hat's selling for around $70. Scroll down, look at the more expensive ones. What do we have here? Purple confetti. No, it's not a good one. Sorry. Should be more prepared. Right, so let's have a look at this $300 one. Cloud Knot note, Orbiting Fight note, Aces High note, Cloud Knot note. Okay, that wasn't very good. Sorry, there doesn't seem. So these are just people trying their luck. They're not going to get anywhere with that. I do know, with a well-wrapped hat, the pink of this set. Same applies. Rubbish effect, doesn't matter. It's an all class and it's in a rare case. It's in a low quantity, high price case. They're rarer to get. The price is going to go up. I know for a fact that this one here has Star Storm Slumber, a rare Halloween effect from before. $700. Imagine if you get a great effect on one of these all classes. And that's what people want. They want to make money. And don't forget, during Halloween, we get unusual fires. So that only improves the estimated value, the return of investment. To get an unusual fire, these are, I mean, you only have to have a quick look. How much are they worth? They can be fairly cheap, to a bit more expensive, to a bit more expensive, to a lot more expensive, to much more expensive, to, oh, very, very nice profit. You'd like that as a bonus, a potential bonus when you're opening a hat, wouldn't you? I would. Now, you don't just get unusual files, you also get like name tags, description tags, I can't remember what else. The extra items, the bonus items that you can get are Man vs. Machine tickets, paint, strange transfer tools, name and description tags, backpack expanders, strange parts, unusual fires, gift wrap. Sorry, gift wrapped. Why am I saying T at the end of that? Dual minigame, gift pole, and deco tool. And you can see the percentages. Blah, 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 I can't speak properly anymore. I'm sure you can see the percentages right there. No. Yep. Unusual fires are like 2% chance to be opened. So that's a potential of 1 in 50 cases that you open, you will get an unusual fire. A nice bonus to get. And you know, that's just, you're constantly getting random things as extras. You know, these could pay off the keys that you're buying to open these cases with, or they could just pay off the actual cases that you're buying. So now you understand why people wait out to a Halloween event, because then we get all this extra stuff that we can possibly get, and it improves the money returns, the amount of money that we can get back. So that's cool. Thank you very much, Runner. You have always been a help. So now we have a proper understanding with the mentality of people who are going to want to unbox cases during this time period. We essentially have the answer. Halloween is the best time to open your cases based around two factors. Firstly, the likelihood of new Halloween unusual effects being great leads to an increased demand to open cases, as people will be chasing to get those new effects on hats, maybe even specifically for all class hats, to increase potential profits. Let me reiterate that the new Halloween effects will only be able to be unboxed in any cases for only a limited amount of time. When the Halloween update ends, you will never be able to get those effects on hats from other cases again, and will only apply to the newest Halloween case. The second factor is due to the bonus items that become randomly obtainable during this period of time, and increasing the return of investment, for example, unusualifiers for taunts. In short, this makes it the best cost-effective time to try and get great unboxes, which means to get great returns and profits whilst reducing the risk of losing too much money. This is why certain cases like Tough Break case have so much more demand during this time period, due to its 60% chance of getting an all-class unusual. So hopefully, when we display all that information in front of us, we get a clear idea what's happening. The only variable missing in this formula is the quality of new effects that are released. Sometimes new Halloween effects turn out great, sometimes not so much. Because we have no control over this, we can only react to it, which is why I wasn't sure whether to add it to the formula. But anticipation for good effects always happens every single year. Cases will always rise up toward October regardless. I thought it would be appropriate to now talk about the Halloween 2021 update, Scream Fortress 13. This, of course, being the update I based my preparation video around. You probably saw the montage of me doing buy orders. But did that update actually have good effects? Oh yes it did. The Pumpkin Moon effect was included and definitely became the favourite of the batch. This of course only helped invigorate an influx of people trying to unbox cases, hoping to get it on their hats. So what now? Is this the end? Or is it simply time to start all over again? Right, so it's the future, and we are currently in the 21st of May. We've long since had the Halloween event of 2021. That was, what, 7 months ago? And basically we're in the same sort of position as I was a year ago when I was first looking at the cases, when I first was talking about, hey, I noticed the likes of Summer 2020 and Tough Break case are looking to be very viable investments for the future. Well, yes, they were, but kind of different. So Summer 2020 did rise up in price, and then it kind of stagnated and went down again. So currently right now it's sitting at around 15 cents per case, but about a year ago there's 80,000 of them on the market. We've gone down by about 75%. Now, what I should also acknowledge is currently there is the Antwerp 2022 major going on. So all cases right now are currently in a bit of a dip. Everything on Steam technically is in a bit of a dip. Everybody has sold what they can to raise funds to put towards CSGO. It happens. Things like this happen. But anyway, why point this out now? Because it's a great time to buy in. Because we know for a fact October is very, very nice for our cases. But with Summer 2020 case, basically, whilst we are aware the likes of the Hypnowise carries it very, very nicely, because everybody likes the glasses. Ooh, spooky ones. But the problem is yeah, throughout its history, it just didn't really go that high. It wasn't an in-demand case to open during Halloween, is what I'm saying. So as you can see, it got up to a point and then it just never really went even higher. But weirdly, recently, it actually went up to its highest. So now we're starting to see the beginnings of anticipation for Halloween 2022. But Antwerp 2022 happened and it kind of killed its momentum as of now. So when its discount sale finishes, you're not going to see cases selling for 15 cents anymore, no. As we approach October, I wouldn't be surprised to sit here and say, or see, that this case ends up becoming a 30-cent case. You know? It's a nice investment, but it's not necessarily a case that everybody's going to want to open during Halloween. Not like Tough Break Case. Now, Tough Break Case was definitely kind of the main case that I enjoyed talking about, all due to the fact that there's a 60% chance of getting an all-class unusual. Well, it's currently sitting at 24 cents. So, what, about a year ago, there was about 20,000 of them on the market. Now we're under 6,000. It's looking very, very nice. But what we want to see is how well it did during Halloween. Well, let me tell you, it did excellent. So, if we zoomed in a bit too much there. What I'm happy to tell you is, even though Tough Break Case came out about what? It came out in 2015? It still was one of the most popular cases to be opened during Halloween 2021. So, as you see here, Operation Riptide came out for CSGO. Everybody puts their money towards CSGO. Most things dip in price. But no. Tough Break Case still got boosted up in price because we had a God tier effect during Halloween, the Pumpkin Moon. And everybody was trying to open cases to chase after it and try and get very fun hats to get that special effect on it. So at one point, the Tough Break Case was selling for around 60 cents. And since then it has cooled off a bit. Unfortunately, Christmas 2021 wasn't very good. There wasn't any good effects. So it went down and down and down. But recently it went up in price and then it went down again because of Antwerp 2022. Tough Break was a success. But right now, same with the Summer 2020 case, we're currently going through a dip. Right now is a great time to buy in again. Even though it's 24 cents a piece right now, I would not be surprised if we end up beating that 60 cent record from last year. I reckon we're going to go over $1. The quantity keeps going down and the prices keep going up. Now I am invested in these. I've got about 2,000 of them now. I've got about 2,000 Summer 2020 cases. I am invested in them very much so. But we have something very, very similar now to the Tough Break Case. You see, for Halloween 2021, we received a new case, and that was Crimson Cash Case. Why is it similar to Tough Break though? What's so special about it? Out of all of the hats that can get unusual in this collection here, 8 of them are all class. We have 10 hats in here that could be unusual and 8 of them are all class. So there's an 80% chance of getting all class unusual in this set. As you can see them all here, all ever so nicely laid out. Some are fairly cheap, some are fairly very gimmicky for Halloween, but at the end of the day, they're all classes. But there's something more special about it. See, there's 2 hats that aren't all class. One of them being Optic Nerve. Now this one, it's not very special. It's there. It's a medic hat. Looks silly, but it's not what I want to be talking about right now. No. What I want to talk about is the most expensive unusual in this set, the Wandering Wraith. You see, this isn't a hat. This is a misc. You probably don't fully understand what that means, so let me elaborate. There's a special type of cosmetic that can still get unusual, but it doesn't fit for the hat region. What happens is you can wear this misc, and you can also wear a hat still. You can get an unusual misc and an extra unusual hat. You can combine two unusual effects and have some sort of ungodly concoction. If you've ever been on a certain TF2 trade server, you may have come across some people that have about 3 different unusuals all at the same time. That's because they have 2 miscs and 2 hats. They can combine them all and make something insane. So this, very, very valuable, and it's not an all class. Even the cheapest one right here, all of these are effects that are now linked to Crimson Cash. If we go back over to here, I was trying to point out there, sorry, I was trying to point out one of them was Nuts and Bolts quite recently, but I think that sold still for about $500. So what I'm saying is even if you get a terrible effect, you're still looking to make some very good profits. We now have our new Tough Break case, and even though there's about 200,000 of them on the market, it's still selling for about 7 cents. This would usually be a sign of, if we go over to here and see all these cases, they're all about 3 pennies each, you know, the cheapest possible price, but you then see the likes of Crimson Cash, almost 200,000, but it's still selling for about 7 cents a piece. I know for a fact, as we approach Halloween 2022, this is definitely going to be the next best case to open. So yes, we might sit here and say, oh wow, there's 170,000+ cases on the market. Why would I want to invest in that? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if next year we're looking at this again and there's only about 50,000 of them. Much like how we were looking at Tough Break case in summer 2020. We were seeing plenty more last year. But as time goes on, quantities go down and prices go up. I own about 1,500 Crimson Cash cases, and I'm very confident to sit here and say this is going to be the next cash cow. This is going to be the next case that's going to do insane numbers. Because when we looked at Tough Break case unboxings last Halloween, even though, like I said, this came out 7 years ago in 2015, but back in Halloween 21, it was 6 years ago. This was the 3rd most opened case. So you've got to realise, in all of the quantity in circulation, even though it was low, still so many people went straight for the Tough Break case to open it, to try and get all class unusuals, to try and get the God Tier effect, the Pumpkin Moon on their hats. Well, now we have this as well. This is going to be the next Tough Break case. So if I were you, I'd start investing in them. Buy as many as you can and wait it out. We're currently going through a market dip, but as time goes on, this will go up in price more and more and more every year. So, what are you waiting for? Have fun investing in TF2 cases. There's still plenty more Scream Fortress events still yet to come out in the future. And this never ends. This happens every single year. So as long as TF2 remains alive, this will keep going on forever and ever. And I will be there, and I'll keep making profits every single year as well. It's a routine. Just get involved, and you'll see it for yourself. Best of luck, and have fun trading.